And we have some new sound. We have investigative reporter Anastasia Olmos standing by. She is going to come in and brief us a little bit more on, Stasia, who you spoke with and what they were able to tell you.
That's right. I was making some phone calls around to businesses in the area just to check on how people were doing, if they were on lockdown, what they saw. And I was able to speak with a local employee there at the Skinology. She said she heard the gunshots and she actually took a video from the door of her establishment, which is on the other side of the CVS in kind of a strip mall kind of parking lot area. I do want to warn our viewers that you are going to hear gunshots. You are going to see some of the officers, and it can be intense emotional moments. But go ahead and take a listen. You can see the officer there at the corner of the CVS is turning around the corner and shooting at someone or something there in the street. We do know that there have been injuries, there have been fatalities here, and so we don't know exactly if any of those gunshots did hit anyone. But I also want you to hear from her. Her name is Makia Jones. Listen to we're actually going to play that here as soon as we can get to it, but I just wanted to describe kind of what she heard there. She said it happened in 2 rounds. She said about 4 gunshots each is what she initially heard coming from somewhere on the street. So she believes that must have been in front of the CVS. And then what she recorded there happened about 5 minutes after those initial gunshots, when she says the officers engaged in a shootout with someone on the other side. We are not sure if those officers were hit at all. She said she did not see that, but she did say that it has been quiet since. None of the officers have come up to her business and spoken with them. She says she called and canceled all the rest of the appointments, and she now is just trying to kind of process what she saw and what she heard. At the time, guys, she's just feet away from this taking place, and she did not know that anybody had actually died.
So she's describing 2 different sets of gunfire?
She initially says she heard what she believed was an automatic repeating gunshot at least twice. She believes about 4 times each, for a total of around 8 to 10 gunshots. That was the initial of what she heard. And then this video that she took was at 5:03 p.m. where she said she heard and then looked and saw the police in this shootout where you heard those gunshots there that just kind of kept going as he turned around the corner.
And Anastasia, we know you and the rest of the Investigates team helped to coordinate actually a phone interview as well with another person from a nearby business who worked at a nearby restaurant. And this is falling in line a bit with what she said, where she said she heard at least 10 gunshots. And she said she was right next to this CVS, if not maybe just a few doors down, and all of her restaurant having to essentially shelter in place, hiding in the back of the kitchen. So what I think it sounds like is consistent across all of these reports is that there were several gunshots, at least 10 gunshots or close to it.
And are you hearing most of this was outside the CVS?
Right. So initially, you know, when we looked at the footage of the officers pointing their guns, it looked like they were pointing into the CVS. And so originally we thought the shooting had occurred inside the CVS, which we don't know, you know, where it may have led. But she, according to what she was filming right there, they were shooting, as you could see, onto the street. Something was right there on the street. And as we know, across from that CVS is the university and the CDC building. We did see those photos of the bullet holes in the windows of the CDC. So those original shots, we're not sure exactly where those went.
And I do want to kind of give a little perspective as to what we're seeing right now. This is across from the CVS, obviously on the other side where these shops and apartments are, but it's on the other side of this CVS. That's where Clifton Road is. And if you have been joining us here on Atlanta News First since the beginning, It is on the other side that you saw almost what looked like white columns and a staircase, and that is where we saw law enforcement positioning themselves. And Blair, at one point, we saw dozens of law enforcement officers, guns drawn, approaching the entrance from the other side. So where we are appearing to see a law enforcement officer engaging with someone or something, as you said, Anastasia, inside, it was on the other side that we saw law enforcement going up the stairs and entering the CVS through that way.